It is let's try this again. It is Ahsoka Tano Thursday evening. Come, let us meditate like a Jedi. This evening, let us play with the latest iteration of Diamond Mind's Easy Meditation. Harken back to junior high when a guy with a pot belly and a whistle led us through physical education classes, also known as PE. They'd start with a warm-up, then the main event, and then the cool-down. And we're going to do something very similar tonight. The view of reality that supports letting go is the first fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. Therefore, we'll begin tonight with Maha Yoga's Wisdom Warm-Up. Please chant with me. Rather than indulge or controlling tendencies with all follies of active visualization, emotion, magic, and belief, we could just recite these wise words in harmony with our breathing and allow our subconscious to do the heavy lifting. Let us therefore sidestep the rigidity that confuses metaphors or statements literal, and relax into the flexibility that savors the chance explaining metaphors as similes. Okay, so the Buddha was keen on organizing all phenomena into four categories: the circumstantial, the physical, the interpersonal, and the mental. Tonight, let us begin with the circumstantial. Again, please chant with me. Oh yes, I should begin with the word may. This is not a prayer. These are just words we're using to guide our intention. May we see how all circumstances or lots could be as impermanent and interdependent, as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could delightfully absorb into this body or form. So, we're using the verb melt as a metaphor of impermanence, and we're using the verb absorb as a metaphor of interdependence. And just as one might fight fire with fire, we are going to use self-centeredness, ironically enough, to transcend self-centeredness. So what we're going to do now is take all these words and coalesce them into just 6 syllables that we're going to divide between our inhalation and our exhalation. Please chant with me. May we feel how all bodies or forms could be as impermanent and interdependent, as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could delightfully absorb into this communication or speech. May we hear how all interpersonal speech could be as impermanent and interdependent, as if it could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could delightfully absorb into this mind. May we feel how all perceiving, emoting, intending, thinking, recalling, and imagining imagining minds could be as impermanent and interdependent as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could delightfully absorb into our vast empty void. Like the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which although tantalizing to the eye could be not graspable to the hand. We've done Mahayoga's wisdom warm-up. The 7th and 8th folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path are Hatha Yoga's mindfulness and meditation. And I'd like to explain how to do that after approximately 30 seconds of housekeeping. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. For more than 30 years, I've spent about 8 hours a day, almost every day, studying, practicing, mastering, and reverse engineering the teachings and techniques of each school of meditation so that you would not have to. Welcome, my friends, to Meditate Like a Jedi, which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. One moment. Mindfulness is also known as watching the play of mind. It is facilitated by silently, mentally, and passively reciting the demonstrative pronoun this during our inhalation. Doing so induces our cerebral cortex to cooperate with our sympathetic nervous system, ensconced within the middle third of our spinal cord. The sympathetic nervous system has evolved to help us perceive in a very special way. It has evolved to help us perceive vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly. But perceive what? It has evolved to help us perceive sights, sounds, sensations, flavors, scents, and the like, including emotions, intentions, thoughts, memories, and imaginings. That's a lot to notice, and it could feel overwhelming. What to do about that overwhelm? Well, that brings us to meditation, which has been described by some lamas as relaxing into mind's non-graspable nature. Every time we silently, mentally, and passively recite the one-syllable verb ease during our exhalation, our cerebral cortex is induced to cooperate with our parasympathetic nervous system. This parasympathetic nervous system is found in both the lower third as well as the upper third of that same spinal cord. This parasympathetic nervous system has evolved to help us both physically relax and mentally release. So if Hatha Yoga is about awareness and release, Anu Yoga is about energy work. And the most effective hack is just by playing with our fingers. Hence the word mudra, which is a fancy Sanskrit word for gesture. So, we could use a stopwatch or a countdown timer, but sometimes we lose our phones, misplace them, they run out of charge, or get confiscated by people in polyester. So it's nice to be able to count on our fingers and knuckles. And here's how to do that. If we gather 4 collections of 8 sets of 12 rounds, we will have the better part of an hour all practiced out, which is pretty cool. So a round is simply 1 inhalation and 1 exhalation. We've already spent a few moments talking about the words this and ease. During your inhalation, while silently and mentally reciting the demonstrative pronoun this, you can advance the tip of your right thumb and place it upon sets of creases. So together as a team, as silently and mentally we recite this and ease in harmony with our inhalation, please advance your thumb with me. Congratulations, now you know how to count 12 repetitions or rounds on just 4 fingers and 1 thumb. Now, how are we going to count 8 sets of 12 rounds? We enlist the use of our left hand. And then with this we can count 1 set of 12 rounds, 2 sets, 3 sets of 12 rounds. Oopsie, let's try this again. 1 set, 2 set, 3 set, 4 set, 5 sets, 6 sets, 7 sets, 8 sets of 12 rounds. But next, that brings us to our knuckles. With each knuckle, we can collect 8 sets of 12 rounds. So that means we could gather 1, 2, 3, 4 collections. Please chant with me. Amo gosedi karma mundras windala mindero secret will seed is accessed by resting the great knuckle at the base of our right little finger gently upon the tip of our left. I invite you to gently rest the great knuckle at the base of your right ring finger upon the tip of your left ring finger in your lap. As you relax into your exhalation, whatever region behind your navel that you might have noticed during your previous inhalation can now begin to feel as if it was as non-graspable as a syllable tram comprised only of gold light. What is the most efficient way of practicing mindfulness, also known as watching the antics of minds, perceptions, emotions, intentions, reasonings, recollections, and imaginings? It's simple. Silently and mentally and passively recite the demonstrative pronoun this during each inhalation, and you will perceive, vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly. What is the most efficient way of practicing meditation, which is also known as relaxing into mind's non-graspable nature? Simple. Silently, mentally, and passively recite the one-syllable verb ease during each exhalation. And you could experience both physical relaxation as well as mental release. Please rest the great knuckle at the base of your right middle finger upon the tip of your left middle finger in your lap. As you relax into your exhalation, whatever heart we might have noticed during our previous inhalation could begin to feel as if it was as non-graspable as a tiny syllable hum, as a real or imagined syllable hum comprised only of blue light. The most efficient way to vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly watch the mind's antics of perceiving, emoting, intending, reasoning, recalling, and imagining, also known as mindfulness, is to silently, mentally, and passively recite the demonstrative pronoun this during each inhalation. The most efficient way to relax into mind's non-graspable nature, also known as meditation, is to silently, mentally, and passively recite the one-syllable verb ease during each exhalation. Please rest the great knuckle at the base of your right index finger upon the tip of your left index finger in your lap, so that both hands are palms up, facing the ceiling. As you relax into your as we relax into our exhalation, whatever crown of our head we might have noticed during our previous inhalation can now begin to feel as if it was as non-graspable as a real or imagined syllable Om, comprised only of white light. The most efficient way to practice mindfulness, which is also known as vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly watching the antics of minds, perceptions, emotions, intentions, reasonings, recollections, and imaginings, is to silently, mentally, and passively recite the demonstrative pronoun this during each inhalation. The most efficient way to practice meditation, which is also known as relaxing into mind's non-graspable nature, is to silently, mentally, and passively recite the one-syllable verb ease during each exhalation. we now switch gears from silent meditation to mantra meditation. Please chant with me. With whom I invoke the Benza diamond-like strength of a Sattva mind well trained. In the Buddha's Eightfold Path, with whom I wish that all beings rapidly accomplish its mastery. So, this is how it works. During our inhalation, silently, mentally, and passively we recite, noticing this. What is this? This is whatever sights, sounds, sensations, flavors, scents, or the like, such as emotions, intentions, thoughts, memories, or imaginings, pierce our sphere of perception. During our exhalation, we physically relax as best we can while striving to chant this 6-syllable mantra 6 times per breath. Now, if this is your first time hanging out with me or hanging out with me, then please give yourself permission to have a learning curve. The most important thing is just relaxing into the exhalation. Oh yes, I should also explain this. That the counting is a little different with the mantra meditation. Each finger represents one breath, and each crease represents repetition. So for instance, if we're trying to do 2 mantras per breath, that would be 6. 2 mantras per breath, that would be 6. I take that back. 2 mantras per crease, that would be 6 in one breath. 2 mantras per crease is 6 in one breath. Let's give that a shot. Om Benza Satuhum, 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 Om Benza Satuhum. Om Benza Satuhum, 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 Om Benza Satuhum. Om Benza Satuhum, 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 Om Benza Satuhum. Om Benza Satuhum, 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 Om Benza Satuhum. Okay, so, well, Callum, the mantra was already, the meaning of the mantra we just chanted a few pages ago. So you can just drag the indicator bar a little to the left to re-listen to that. During our next 4 breaths, please rest the great knuckle at the base of your right index finger upon the tip of your left index finger. Om Benza Satuhum, 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 Om Benza Satuhum. Om Benza Satuhum, 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 Om Benza Satuhum. Om Benza Satuhum, 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 Om Benza Satuhum. Om Benza Satuhum, 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 Om Benza Satuhum. Please rest the great knuckle of the base of your right middle finger upon the tip of your left middle finger. Om Benzasatuhung, 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 Om Benzasatuhung. Please rest the great knuckle at the base of your right ring finger upon the tip of your left ring finger. Om Benzasatuhung, 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 Om Benzasatuhung. Om Benzasatuhung, Om Benzasatuhung, Om Benzasatuhung, Om Benzasatuhung, Om Benzasatuhung, Om Benzasatuhung. Please rest the great knuckle at the base of your right little finger upon the tip of your left little finger in your lap. Om Benzasatuhung, 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 Om Benzasatuhung. So, at this point, having performed the wisdom warm-up as well as mindfulness and meditation, we review the fact, or in light of the fact, that loving kindness comprises 55% of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. Let us now practice Mahayoga's compassionate cool down. Rather than indulge or controlling tendencies with all bodies of active visualization, emotion, magic, and belief, we could just recite these kind words in harmony with our breathing and allow our subconscious to do the heavy lifting. Let us therefore sidestep the rigidity that confuses metaphors for statements literal, and relax into the flexibility that savors the chance explaining metaphors as similes. If you just joined in, allow me to remind you that the use of the word made does not infer prayer, but merely an attempt to use language to guide our intention upon the path of empathy. So we're going to wish enlightenment and love and health and good fortune to all beings everywhere, because in a world pretty much dripping with sexism, racism, homophobia, classism, fascism, jingoism, and genocide, I think we could all use a bit more love and wisdom. May all minds of all beings know be as peacefully enlightened as the mind of a real or imagined Buddha symbolized by a tickle one syllable seed or bija mantra. So we're taking all these words and we're squeezing them down to 6 syllables that we're going to recite silently, mentally, and passively during our inhalation. During our exhalation, again, we're going to physically relax as best we can while striving to chant this mantra 6 times per breath. As you relax, it could feel as if our loving intention was shooting out our pores in all directions like some great spiritual sprinkler head. Please rest the great knuckle at the base of your right little finger upon the tip of your left little finger in your lap. Om benza sato hung, 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 om benza sato hung. Om benza sato hung, 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 om benza sato hung. Om benza sato hung, 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 om benza sato hung. Om benza sato hung, 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 om benza sato hung. The mental morality of kind intention is the second fold of the Buddha's eightfold path. Let us now perform this recitation designed to guide our intention in the direction of empathy. Together, may all relationships, all speech of all beings know be as joyfully loving as a real Ramanujan Buddha speech symbolized by a multisyllabic mantra. We're now going to take all these words and shrink them down to just 6 syllables that we're going to recite silently, mentally, and passively during our inhalation. During our exhalation, we're going to physically relax as best we can while striving to chant this 6-syllable mantra 6 times per breath. Please rest the great knuckle at the base of your right ring finger upon the tip of your left ring finger in your lap. Om benza sato hung, 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 om benza sato hung. Om benza sato hung, 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 om benza sato hung. Om benza sato hung, 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 om benza sato hung. Om benza sato hung, 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 om benza sato hung. The interpersonal morality of kind communication is the third fold of the Buddha's eightfold path. Together, May all bodies or forms of all beings know and show the beautiful health represented by Buddha statuary, depicting the blissful body of a real or imagined Yadamsa and archetype of enlightenment such as Dorje Sempa. Let us rest the great knuckle at the base of our right middle finger upon the tip of our left middle finger in our lap. Om Benza Sato Hung, 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 Om Benza Sato Hung. Om Benza Sato Hung, 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 Om Benza Sato Hung. Om Benza Sato Hung, 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 Om Benza Sato Hung. Om Benza Sato Hung, 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 Om Benza Sato Hung. Together. Oh yes. The physical morality of kind conduct is the fourth fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. And now, this is our last exercise. Let's make the most of it together. May all circumstances or lots of all beings know have the safe fortune or boon, as a Buddha's real or imagined paradise, spirit land or Vati. Please rest the great knuckle at the base of your right index finger upon the tip of your left index finger in your lap. Om Benza Sato Hung, 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 Om Benza Sato Hung. Om Benza Sato Hung, 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 Om Benza Sato Hung. Om Benza Sato Hung, 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 Om Benza Sato Hung. Om Benza Sato Hung, 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 Om Benza Sato Hung. The circumstantial morality of kind commerce is the fifth fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. In approximately 11 hours, I would very much like to return to lead tomorrow's early meditation class and group practice. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.